Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you much for being here. So on today's video, what I'm going to be doing is going to be showing you how you are messing up when you're asking for your layers. So whether it be you're heading to the salon or your hairdresser has given you the completely wrong layers for your hair type. If you've got thin, fine hair, limp hair that doesn't really get any volume or keep density, this is the haircut for you. So let's run through our sectioning pattern. We've got a central section running through, just splitting the hair from side to side, runs all the way down to middle back. And then we've got where we normally go from high point, which is just there. You can see as it's just starting to curve, come back slightly. So more towards the crown area, just through there, where that head starts to curve away, which gives us more of an even distribution of hair from back to front. Now, we're going to start with the haircut and we'll start on this side. So when it comes to the square layers of what we want to achieve, we want to find a guide. So I'm just going to take a slither section either side of the back and we're just going to have a look at where we want to fall. So this has already got layers in, so which is why I said at the beginning, this is great if you want a fresher haircut or if you want something completely new. So this client, say, has already got layers in but wants to go a little bit shorter but maintain a lot of the density through the bottom. What we're going to do is we're going to grab this, the shortest layer, and the occipital bone is around about there. So we can get away with taking off that, which is about an inch and a half. Yeah, about inch and a half. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring it straight up. We could blunt cut, but I'm going to point cut all of this haircut to create so much softness in this fine hair. For example, if the client did have fine hair, I wouldn't really be wanting to put a lot of blunt lines in, because if it is fine, there's going to be sitting quite heavy. These lines within the hair, we'd have to sort of refine it anyway. So let's just do it right now. So inch and a half. So there is our first layer and our guide. So now we're just going to drop that back, see where it sits to. And it's sitting round about the occipital bone. So I'm going to cut it from this way so you can see that I'm not over directing, I'm actually just bringing straight up. So we want to get that guide, and then we're going to take our sections through like this, and you see this section here is coming straight up and our guide is coming over to meet it, and that's how we're going to work all the way through these sections through here. That's what's going to create the squareness to this shape. So I find my guide and then I point cut across. With that guide, you can actually forget about that now, because we're going to be bringing this straight up. That section is going straight up from the head, and our section we just cut is now our guide. So I'm bringing over our last section to the new piece of hair that we're going to cut, because we want that to be straight up to create a nice square line. If we were to over direct, we're creating a round layer. So let's bring it straight up. I can see my guide perfectly, and I'm just point cutting into the hair, but still putting in a blunt line, but it's just obviously softened. If you can see there, let me just pull my fingers down a little bit more. Still got a nice blunt line, but it's softened off because we're point cutting. Now we get that last section we just cut previous, which was our guide. We forget about it. Next section, we're going to bring it straight up, find that guide, and then point cutting across, create a blunt line, a softened blunt line. Take our section we've just cut, forget about our last section, push that out of the way. There's our new guide. Here is our new section. We're going to go straight up. I can see my guide, and the hair density now is getting less and less as we're pulling up, because we're not going to be affecting the length. This next section, I can pretty much guarantee, isn't going to read. It's going to be dust, which means, which means we're maintaining all that fullness and thickness there. Just going to clean up that through there, and there we go. That is our square layer put in the right hand side at the back. Now, how I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut it so you can see how I'm cutting. So head to you, find our first guide, which is there. And now you've already seen how I'm sectioning across from the back. I'm just going to bring that straight up. I can see my guide there, and then forget about that first guide. There is our new guide. Next section coming up, our guide comes to meet this section right there. Point cutting, bringing it up just to make sure, and then adding a little bit more softness if you want to. We forget about that guide. Our guide is our new section that we just cut, and then we section across and we're bringing straight up to that guide. You can see that density is getting less and less, and then again we're probably just going to have dust underneath. So grab our new guide, grab the section underneath, and then you'll be able to see here how much we're actually going to be taking off, which is that bit there, like that. That's the back all done. Reason square layers are so popular: one, they maintain a lot of length, a lot of density and length if they want to maintain length, but they're super quick. So now we're going to start on the front. We want to be getting a guide from the middle, so either side of that middle part. We're going to have a perfect guide now through here, and where we get our guide from is this point at the back. So we're going to bring straight up. There's my guide, you can see just there. And again, we're just point cutting across just to soften. There's our soft line. I'll start on this side. So we're coming across. My section is about an inch that I'm doing. Now I want our piece we've just cut, which is our guide, just to come over and meet our new section. There's the guide. I want this piece of hair that we've just pulled out to section to cut to be coming straight up out the hair or the head like that. And then what do? We forget about that middle guide. We can even brush it into this side or comb it into this side, because that's going to be our guide for that side. Now we've got our new guide. We're going to come straight across like this, and we're going to pick up our new section straight about the head there. Our guide comes over to meet it. We take our new section we've just cut. That's our guide. Now let's see how much of this actually meets the guide, because we want to be maintaining that length. So we're going to cut a bit off, but with a square shape, definitely through the sides, we get a bit more shape through there. So bringing it up there, new section is our guide. Let's bring this up straight up. We're taking off, yeah, look, dust again. So smallest of bits like so. You can see we've maintained that length, and we've put in a whole new shape of layers here. So what I'll do now is I'll work from here. You can see how that hair's traveling. So we're going to get our guide from previous. That was our first cut. We're then going to come through here. That's our new section we're going to cut. So I'm going to find our guide, which is at my now. You see our guide is actually coming over to meet our new bit of hair is going straight up, and then we forget about first guide that we put in. Here is our new guide, section across, hair straight up as if you were electrocuted, like straight out. The guide is coming over to meet like so. Get rid of that guide. Our new cut is our guide, and you'll see how the hair density changes. So there's our guide, and we've got minimal. I know the length is definitely coming off, but when it comes to density of the hair, again, I'm just going to bring straight up. It's literally, there we go, haircut done. Super quick and super easy, and it just gives such a beautiful shape, but maintains. That's the thing we wanted to do from the beginning, maintain the weight and density. Because if this is someone with fine or limp, I keep saying, like that limp hair that don't really get much volume, that's limp hair, which is why this hair is also great. Fine and thin hair, no matter what density. If you've got medium density with fine hair, got fine hair, or medium hair, fine density, either this haircut just works for it and maintains all that. And you see the beautiful shape that you get through the front as well. So I'm going to get this blow dry just to show you the finished result. So there we go, guys, that is the finished result. What do we think? You can see all of that movement in there and layer. So are you being recommended the wrong layer for your hair? So you can see here, we've kept all of that. And this is one of the things why this layer has disappeared over the years. I remember at college when I was doing it, called a box layer. And if I just shake again, so you can see it looks like there's one layer. There's not one layer. There's a lot of layers through there. But because this hair doesn't actually reach to the top where we want to cut, it seems as if we were cutting all this top section and nothing underneath. But that's why this layer is perfect for somebody with thin or fine hair that wants density down the bottom, or for somebody who wants a layer like this. It's just not recommended anymore. But speak to your hairdresser. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like it? Should we bring it back? One of the big trends for 2024 I've seen is a lot of roundness again. And you can see there, this was a square layer, but it's created some beauty around the head because of the shape of the blow dry. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you want to see the next video, I'm going to be refining this. And what I'm going to be refining is this and then this. So try and add a little bit of connection, a little bit of softness between them without removing too much density down the bottom. So yeah, that's the finished result. Hope you like it. And until next time, you want to check out this video here, because it could just be the refining of this. If not, it could be a wolf cut. Until next time, I'll see you on the next video.